I had the good fortune of seeing your film earlier this week.
In a world.
So let's start by stating the obvious. It was fantastic.
Thank you.
All sorts of good things.
I appreciate it.
There was comedy and romance and empowerment.
Yeah. Sister Code.
That
From
was
the
one of my
movie.
favorite parts from the movie.
From the movie.
Do I get the privilege of saying
Yeah,
Sister
yeah,
Code?
we can be Sister Code.
Oh, this just made my Wednesday. Happy hump day over here. Well, so I'm curious to know with all those elements, how you describe it in your own words to somebody.
You know, I always think of it as a comedy first and foremost. It's basically a father-daughter competition story that is in and around the voiceover industry.
Well, let's face it, the industry does not crave a female sound.
Dad, you made me painfully aware of that my whole life. I
Not
don't
being
need to-
sexist, that's just the truth.
If you're like, I don't really care about the voiceover industry or never thought about it, it really is sort of an umbrella to tell this story of this family and sort of the cacophonous characters that are in it, and all the egos kind of hustling and bustling and trying to find their way in their various dreams.
Those personalities, yeah.
yeah.
And you made it highly engaging. Now you want to know about the voiceover industry,
Right.
truly.
Well, it also just provides a great groundwork in order for this woman to find her voice, you know, very literally and also emotionally.
So speaking of that woman, Carol,
Yes.
she is, you know, noticeably disheveled, yet seemingly very deliberate. Like she's kind of
Yes.
messy, but it seems all very thoughtful. And I'm curious about creating a character like that.
Carol, she has her own place in the world. She knows who she is, albeit she's a little bit lost, certainly in the fashion department, but she's a little bit stuck in the mud of stunted development, as is her dad in a way.
I just love that.
I think she's sort of like lost as to which dream is hers. So she sort of starts to attack in vain her father's dream when in fact her real calling and inspiration comes out of helping other people, including ladies with these sexy baby vocal virus.
You know where I could get a smoothie around here?
I don't know where you'd get a smoothie around here at all. I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay. Thanks so much.
Yeah, no worries.
The sexy baby vocal virus came in after, sort of a later draft, because it was more of a personal bone to pick that I had. Lake, not Carol, and then a friend of mine was like, you should totally sew that into Carol's play, you know? And I was like, of course, yeah.
And my mind is blown.
Yeah, and then I was like, I had so much to say about it, and it worked so beautifully. So the initial idea really just came out of an organic conversation I had with a buddy, because I would constantly do grand voiceovers for very mundane things, like in a world.
In a world. In a world.
In a world. In a world.
Where one woman has to go to the bathroom. That sort of prodded the just sort of fun conversation. Kind of, ooh, what if there was a character who like really set out to do that and took it really seriously?
You have quite the cocktail of roles for this film.
Yes.
Acting, directing, writing. What kind of unique challenges did that pose?
You know, I always say the hardest thing about writing, directing, and acting is really just writing, directing, and acting. It's, you know, you gotta wear sneakers.
So many different hats.
Yeah, it's just like, exactly, lots of hats, but also just a lot of sneakers, just for comfort, because it's so athletic. Perhaps it's optimistic, but I do maintain that making movies is fun, and it's a privilege. It's the coolest job in the world.
Turns out it all worked, especially for viewers. Thank you for bringing that movie to us.
I love this town, so I'm happy to be here with it.
Well, it's easy love, and it loves you right back. Thank you, Lake.
Thank you, Taylor.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.